It's Monero, Eric, and Gus.
Hey everybody, Eric here, and in this video I'm going to show you the very best way to buy Monero. Now if all you want is a test purchase of Monero, this is not the best method to use. For test purchases, the best thing to do is to look at another video I released today, how to buy Monero using shapeshift.io. That method is much quicker, simpler, you don't even need to register for Shapeshift, but unfortunately that method has a lot higher fees. So if you want to buy significant purchases of Monero, this video is the method that you're probably going to want to try to use. It's super secure and you're going to get the lowest rate possible. So unfortunately there's not a single place on the internet to buy Monero with dollars or euros, so most people are actually forced to first buy Bitcoin on one exchange with government currency and then move that Bitcoin over to a second exchange, Poloniex, and buy Monero with the Bitcoin. So that's what we're going to do in this video. 2 exchanges, US dollars to Monero. Let's get started. So to begin, we're going to just open up a browser, any browser, and I'm going to point my browser to gdax.com. Now there's lots of places, there's a couple different options to buy Bitcoin on the internet, but I like GDAX just because it's a solid exchange that you can put in US dollars and get Bitcoin with at a pretty good rate. If you don't have an account, you can click the blue create an account button, but I do have an account, so I'm going to click sign in the upper right. I'm going to type in my credentials now. That would just be my email address and paste my password. And it's going to ask me for 2-factor authentication. So I'll type that in. And now here we are at GDAX. All right, now if you're brand new to this can look really dizzying to you. Maybe, probably. I mean, these bars here in the middle, what does that mean? And all these flashing prices on the left-hand side and this row of numbers on the right, and there's just statistics everywhere. Don't worry. For the majority of people, the majority of the things that you're looking at here, the flashing colors and the lines and the numbers, it really does not matter, because where most people are buying Monero on the fundamentals of the currency and the average day-to-day price changes matter almost not at all. So I'm going to ask most people to ignore all this stuff and simply focus on this box on the upper left that says deposit. You want to move money into this exchange, and so you would want to move US dollars into this GDAX account. So I'm going to click deposit, and I would go, you can actually see I have $10 in my Coinbase account, because again, Coinbase is connected to GDAX. So if you have a Coinbase account, you have a GDAX account. But I'm actually going to show how to deposit money from your bank account. If you have a GDAX account, your bank account should already be filled in here. So you just type in the amount. So I'm going to do $100 today. So I just type 100 into the box and click deposit funds. Just like that, boom, you have deposited 100 US dollars. Now, this is actually kind of dumb that they say that, because the truth is, I haven't deposited $100 yet. Your bank deposit has started and is expected to continue on September 30th, which is, 4 or 5 days from now. So it's kind of dumb that they say that. The money is being moved over on an ACH bank transfer in the United States, so it's going to take a bit of time. So if you do want to buy Monero with the cheapest rate possible, it does take a little longer, but in my opinion, it's totally worth it. So thankfully, instead of having to wait for 5 days to do this video, I have already got $100 in this account, as you can see in the upper left. So I'm going to show you how brain dead simple it is to buy Bitcoin on this exchange with US dollars. And that simply is, we're going to look at the gray box on the left here. This is all you need to know. You're going to make sure it's on market order and buy. These are the default settings anyway, so you shouldn't have to change that. And then this box here is just how much actual currency, how much Bitcoin you want to buy. The easiest way to do is I'm going to click over to the US dollar option, and I'm just going to type in how many US dollars I want to buy Bitcoin with. So that would be 100. And then I just click place buy order. Just like that, boom, I have bought Bitcoin. And you can see that by the total in the upper left. It says 0.1645. That is how much Bitcoin I own now. If you want to actually look under the open orders heading, you can see that there's actually a filled order where I took $100 and I bought $99.75 worth of Bitcoin. And you can see that there's a quarter missing, 25 cents, and that is gone because the 25 cents was given to GDAX in fees. So that's exactly how much fees it costs. It costs 0.25% fees to buy Bitcoin on this exchange. Really great. So now that I have my Bitcoin, all I have to do is move it over to the exchange to buy Monero. So I'm going to do that now. So I'm going to open up a browser and point my browser to poloniex.com. Can't type today. All right, here's Poloniex. Now, if you want to create an account, you click the big yellow create account button, and you would fill in all this information. It's pretty simple. All you pretty much need is your name and email address and a password. They don't touch US currency or euros, so there's hardly ever, much less regulation that they have to follow. I already have an account, so I'm going to click sign in the upper right, and I'm going to sign in with my credentials here. Now it's going to ask me to enter my two-factor authentication. So this is, again, a free service. Everybody should be doing it. It's free security for your account, so I highly recommend it. And here we are at Poloniex. Now, if you're, again, brand new to this whole thing, this might look really dizzying to you. The default view is actually for Ethereum, which you might not even know what that is. You don't need to know what it is. All you need to know at this point is how to deposit Bitcoin into this account. So the first thing you're going to do is go to the balances at the top, go to deposits and withdrawals, and we want to find Bitcoin on this list because we want to make a Bitcoin deposit. So you can either type in, Bitcoin here, or if you want, you can just look for it in the B heading. These are all the coins offered at Poloniex, but this is a lot of information you don't really need to know. So just go to BTC or Bitcoin here on the list and find where it says with deposit next to that. So it says send only BTC, Bitcoin is the deposit address. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna click show me the deposit address, and here is a Bitcoin deposit address. I'm gonna copy this to my clipboard, go back to the tab over at GDAX. I'm going to go to withdrawal in the upper left, click that. And I'm going to withdraw it to a BTC address or a Bitcoin address. I'm going to paste the Bitcoin address from Poloniex. And then here on the amount box in the left, I'm going to type in the entire balance I have of my Bitcoin. Now you can actually see that in gray. It's kind of grayed out here on the left. So I'm going to type in this whole amount, 0.16452104. And then I'm going to type in my two-factor authentication for GDAX or Coinbase. And then I'm just going to hit withdrawal. Now the money is officially, it's on its way. Bitcoin, it says you have successfully withdrawn 0.16 Bitcoin to Poloniex, and now it's going to take, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 minutes of time for that Bitcoin to arrive at Poloniex. So I'm going to pause the video until that happens. All right, so enough time has passed now that the Bitcoin transfer has completed. And you can tell that because now, okay, here we are in the balances, deposits, and withdrawals area. And again, we're at this long list of all the coins Poloniex offers. And if I click the hide zero balances option on the left, any coins that actually have a balance are gonna pop to the top. And there you go, Bitcoin pops to the top, and it has a total balance of 0.1645, the money that got sent over from GDAX. So we have Bitcoin on the Poloniex exchange, and it's time to actually buy some Monero. So I'm going to click the exchange button in the upper left. Now it's going to say Ethereum exchange. I think this is the default view for Poloniex. We actually want to find the Monero exchange. So you can do that by typing. If you go on the right, it has markets here, and these are all, again, all the exchanges that they offer for Bitcoin trades. I could type in Monero here, but I'm just going to look for the very top option right here that says XMR. That's Monero. If yours isn't immediately at the top, these are sorted by daily volume, meaning Monero has the highest daily volume today, so that's why it's at the top of the list. You can see its name is Monero right here. But if you really need to, you can just type in XMR, and Monero should again pop to the top of that list as well. If I just click on that, the exchange now moves over to the Monero exchange. Again, if this is your first time on an exchange, most of this information is completely unnecessary. This big chart, you can see this long line and this big huge rise here and these swings here. These are the historic price changes all the way from, what is this, like July 5th of this year, I want to say, maybe. All right, so July 5th of this year. You can change the zoom with the different zoom buttons here, so I could go to all and I can see a really zoomed out view from when Monero actually began, I want to say. Or close to it, back in May of 2014 or something. But anyway, our interest is not in price changes. Our interest is not in the daily price of this currency. We just want to buy some Monero. So I'm going to scroll down to the buy XMR box on the left, and you can see that it says you have 0.1645 BTC. That's how much Bitcoin I have in this account. And then it has lowest ask. So this is, if I scroll a little further, you can see all these sell orders. These are people offering to sell Monero. And the lowest ask is the lowest price that somebody is trying to sell Monero at. So all I have to do to buy Monero is I'm gonna click once on the you have. That's gonna pre-fill my total of my order with all Bitcoin. So you can see that now. The total says 0.064, blah, blah, blah. And then the lowest ask, I'm gonna click that, but it's already pre-filled, so I don't need to fill that in. So to buy Monero with Bitcoin on Poloniex, you're just gonna click this once, and then you're gonna click buy. And there you go. Order 9396 blah 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 I just bought 10.45 XMR at 0.15 BTC. So I officially bought Monero on Poloniex. So and thankfully I think that was my entire Bitcoin balance as well. So if your entire balance isn't bought with a single click, just like what I showed you, then you may need to do that a second time. So click once on you have, click once on lowest ask, and click buy again. It's just 3 clicks, and that buys a market order at the lowest possible price. Anyway, the point is that I now have, and if you look over at the sell XMR box, I have 10.43 XMR, 10.43 Monero. So now all that's left to do is to withdraw this Monero to a Monero wallet. So again, here's the long list of coins. I'm gonna go over to balances and deposits and withdrawals. Here's the long list of coins that Poloniex offers. And if I click hide zero balances, at the top of the list, they should all disappear except for Monero. If you just made that trade, you can see my total balance is here, and I can withdraw that money now. So I'm gonna withdraw my Monero to a wallet by clicking the withdraw option on the right. I can paste in a Monero address, which I'll do now. And I'm going to, this payment ID is only if I'm sending to another exchange or something. I don't need to do that. And under the amount, if I want to, I could type this all in, but I can also just click right there and it automatically fills in. So here's the address I'm sending to. Here's how much Monero I'm going to withdraw. And then I just simply click withdraw. It's going to ask me for my two-factor authentication using Google Authenticator. So let me type that in real quick. And then it says, check your email for further instructions. So I'm gonna pause the video while I log into my email and click the authentication email that they're gonna send me. All right, and I click the email in the confirmation that they sent me. It's basically just a link that says, click here to confirm that you made this trade. And now if I go to balances and history option, I can see that the deposit, here's my deposit from my account at GDAX. And here is my withdrawal, it says pending, of Monero to this Monero wallet. Now that pending will turn green when Poloniex has actually finished sending it to the wallet. But what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go open a Monero wallet and I'm gonna show you the transfer actually come in here. So first I need to open the Monero daemon, get that going. It just takes a second. So it should be, I already have it mostly downloaded, so you can see it says synchronized OK. And now I'm just gonna simply double click on Monero Wallet CLI, which again is for command line interface. I'm gonna type in Poloniex wallet that I created for this video, type in a password, and there we go. So you can see here's the address 48VNJQ. This is the address that I sent the money to. And now all I have to do is I'm just gonna wait here for the money to arrive from Poloniex, and you can see it says background refresh thread started. So I'm just gonna let the video run here, and eventually we should see the Monero appear into this secure official Monero wallet. So let's let the video run. And there we go. You can see all these new transactions that have appeared. If I actually want to type in the refresh command, I can see that my balance has changed from 0.0000, so a balance of 0, to a balance of 10.23, which is the Monero that I got from Poloniex. So there you go. If you want to learn how to install this official wallet from getmonero.org, you can look at another video that I created. But there it is. That's how you take US dollars or euros in some circumstances, and you can move that over to a Bitcoin exchange and then Bitcoin to Poloniex and buy Monero with Poloniex and move that Monero to an official wallet. So if you enjoyed this video, I ask that you do donate a small amount to the Monero address in the video description. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful.